What can I get you, sir?
A bottle, please.
That will be 5 francs, sir.
All right. Thanks and good day.
You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Hotel Orphée. How may I help you?
Whites. I've come to see the Whites. Which room might I find them in?
We do not give out such information, sir. Not without the prior agreement of our clients.
Come on, pal. Be a sport. I can pay.
Sir, you shall obtain nothing from me with money.
I'll give you the goods on the Whites. And you'll tell me if they stayed at the Orphée. Deal?
I have no interest in prying into the Whites' lives. Hotel Orphée's guests have a right to privacy, sir.
Ha! I had you going there for a minute. The Whites really are guests at your hotel.
Why, I never. I strongly advise you to leave this establishment before I call the authorities.
Hey, and, while we're at it, any chance I can get their room number as well?
That is enough. I refuse to talk to you any further.
You're not the first guard dog I have encountered, but you're certainly the toughest. I'll let you think about it. Do not worry, though. I'll be back soon.
It is better that way, sir.
Okay, what do I do now? Now what?
If you want any leads about the Whites, wait for me at the Nazi. I will give you some.
This case is really beginning to get on my nerves.
What can I get you, sir?
Everything's fine. Thanks anyway.
Right. Okay.
Sit down. What do you want with the Whites?
You look like someone who might be able to slip me some info about the Whites.
We will see. How much will you pay?
Do not worry, it's my client who pays.
Ah, someone who gets things quickly. We're going to get along just fine. Now what do you want to know?
How long have they been at the hotel?
They've only been in the hotel for 3 days. Since they never leave their room, it does not take much to figure out what they are up to in there. No, they have never set foot here before.
The Whites. Do you know who I'm talking about? Well, they're a couple. What's Mrs. White like? Is she hot?
Yes, a tall guy and a beautiful dame, both of them Americans. They are definitely a couple. Slept in the same bed, bathed in the same tub.
Have the Whites had any visitors since their arrival?
Solitary types. If you ask me, they are not tourists. They hardly ever came out of their hole. They put everything on the hotel bill. Meals, clothes, alcohol. The room has been booked for a good month. The men went out a couple of times at night.
Ha! Never a dull moment, those whites. Always leading the good life. That being said, I do not envy them. Cash can go to your head sometimes.
You can tell right away the whites are not very classy people. No manners. They think they can get away with murder.
Will you give me their room number? I'm gonna pay them a little visit.
Room 507, but you are out of luck. They're not there. Must have kissed and made up. The dame has dyed her hair red. Look, I've got other things to do, you know. It's not like your money is going to a life of leisure. You ought to hire a private eye.
Mr. de Alba, our birds have returned. Even so, I would like to take a quick look. Room 507. Just a quick look. That's when I saw the most amazing thing in my life. I do not know if it was the smoke that blurred my vision, but one thing is for sure. That creature was not trying to keep them warm. And the damn creature saw me. I have fought in the war, you know, but I've never seen the likes of that. When its eyes stared at me, I ran. Yes, I fled like a little kid. There must have been something in the air because I fainted right after that. I came around later, near the Alambic. That's where you saw me. Mom? Is that you?
Ah, no. Jacques Alouin, I'm arresting you for the double murder of the whites.
Believe me, I'm not the culprit. Speak to my mother. She'll give you the proof.
Well, thank you for your help.
What?
Yes, I had you followed, and you led us straight to the culprit.
No. Something is off. I've been tricked like a sucker. But by who?
Hello, what number can I dial for you?
I'm sorry to disturb you, miss. Can you connect me to the Élysée, 1528? I want to speak to Sophia Blake.
Right away, sir. Sophia Blake, who's speaking?
Miss Blake? This is Gus McPherson. Can we meet? I'd like to clarify a few points with you.
Meet me in an hour at the restaurant Chez Alexandre. We can talk there.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexandre. Can I do anything for you, sir?
Your establishment has been recommended to me for its outstanding menu. Can a table be reserved? Near to a fountain, if possible.
How unfortunate. We have no more tables available this evening. Perhaps you would like to come back tomorrow, although we don't open till 7 o'clock tomorrow, sir. Early next week would be the best. I'm so sorry, sir, but, you know, our medieval specialties are very much in demand at the moment. Today's recommended dish is wild boar in barley beer, served in the Lutes style. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexander. Can I do anything for you, sir?
A table has been booked under the name of Blake, Sophia Blake. I'm here to meet up with the lady. My name is Gus McPherson.
This way, please, sir. Miss Blake is waiting for you.
If you want to see me, Mr. McPherson, I imagine it's because you've made some headway.
Actually, several new occurrences have come to light. Occurrences that require an explanation from you, Miss Blake.
I don't understand, Mr. McPherson. What do you mean?
What I have learnt totally contradicts what you said about the Whites. Who were they really?
Ruby White was my younger sister, and Regis White was her husband. I already told you, Mr. McPherson.
There is one small detail in all this that you failed to mention. The head of Baphomet. Does that mean anything to you, Miss Blake?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. McPherson. Should I?
I do not like to be taken for a fool, Miss Blake.
All right. I admit that I wasn't totally honest with you. What do you want to know?
Who, in your opinion, killed the Whites?
The Whites were criminals, Mr. McPherson. They made a foolish mistake. They're dead. Aside from their own carelessness, it can only be because of the man who is behind all of this, Grégoire de Alpin.
In the course of my investigations, I was told about a much coveted object, the head of Baphomet. Does that mean anything to you?
The object has been in my husband's family for generations, Mr. McPherson. I didn't lie to you. Grégoire de Alpin stole it from us. My husband, already weak from his illness, died of sorrow. I now want to retrieve what is rightfully mine and avenge the memory of the man I loved.
Ruby and Regis White never existed. Not as you described them, anyway. Who were they really?
I don't have a sister, Mr. McPherson. Ruby White's real name was Faye Johnson, and Jerome Johnson was her real husband. I hired them, a terrible mistake on my part, but I'm not responsible for their death.
What were they doing in Paris? I want the truth, Miss Blake.
They were supposed to retrieve the object that was stolen from me. Everything was planned in minute detail. They failed. Their death is a regrettable accident.
Why so many identities?
They were professional con artists, Mr. McPherson. As soon as they occupied their room at the Hôtel Orphée, they became the Whites, a rich couple on vacation. It was also the signal that they had pulled it off. I was supposed to take delivery of the merchandise. Unfortunately, they were killed in the meantime.
Then you recognize the existence of this man Grégoire d'Alpin. Who is he really?
A madman, blinded by an obsession to possess a supposedly valuable relic. The head of Baphomet. By stealing it, he destroyed my life. D'Alpin led my husband to his death, my family to ruin.
Do you think the killer will strike again?
He would do anything to achieve his aim, Mr. McPherson. Everyone who has crossed his path is in danger. The man is insane. He'll kill again. You must understand that you are the only one who can stop him. We have to put an end to this madness. The object must be found before other heads roll.
What exactly is the importance of this object, this head of Baphomet? And why is d'Alpin so anxious to get hold of it?
I don't really know. My husband was very secretive about the value of the head of Baphomet. As for me, I simply want to retrieve what is rightfully mine. But d'Alpin and his lot venerate the relic, surround it with many legends. Legends of immortality. As you grow old, these legends suddenly become a source of hope, a source of life and death.
Go and tell the police what you have told me. Inspector Lebrun will be glad to help you. He'll understand, I'm sure.
You still haven't understood. The police do not want a part of this. D'Alpin has the Paris police in his pocket, Mr. McPherson. Paris is just a puppet on his string.
That is a tragic story, Miss Blake. Why didn't you tell me the truth from the outset?
I was alone in Paris, confronted by a fearless enemy. I had to act quickly and discreetly. If you had refused to help me, Mr. McPherson, I would have had no one else. I didn't want to be dishonest with you.
Supposing I refuse to continue the investigation?
It's too late, Mr. McPherson. We can't back out now. The Whites are dead. This doorman is dead. Your patron is dead. Would you be able to live with new victims on your conscience? Innocent people you've met, questioned? Find me the head of Baphomet and the problem will be resolved.
Sorry, Miss Blake. My mind is made up. I cannot carry on.
Do you really think d'Alpin will let you live with all that you know? Mr. McPherson, you can't back out now. This case concerns you just as much as it does me now.
You've been manipulating me all along, Blake. I'll make you pay for this one day. I'll make you pay. I swear I will.
You see, we can reach an agreement, Mr. McPherson. Shouldn't you be investigating the case, Mr. McPherson?
It would be better if you spoke to Inspector Lebrun directly. I will show you in immediately. I do not want to be mixed up in all this. No thanks, it's not for me. Way too complicated.
Ah, Mr. McPherson, I was just thinking about you. Good to see you again. Have you brought me any more culprits?
You've got very little on Hellouin, Inspector. Unless you have further evidence, your culprit will soon be a free man, cleared of all suspicion.
I have some solid witnesses, and moreover, a very accurate witness sketch. Thank you.
Why would he have killed Mallet? He knew they would have been seen together in broad daylight at the cafe. Elouin is not that stupid.
Mallet was the one who linked Elouin to the White's murder. An embarrassing witness. If he had not been behind bars, all the witnesses would have been eliminated. Maybe even you, Mr. Macpherson.
I continue to doubt his guilt.
You're not a judge, Mr. Macpherson. But if you think you can prove his innocence, go ahead.
I am not giving up, Inspector. Quite the opposite. I will be back when I have some news.
Fine, Macpherson. Come back whenever you want. You know where to find me.
If I can be of any assistance, sir?
Yes,
Visitors are not admitted, sir. Would you kindly leave?
You are mistaken. I'm not just any old visitor. I've come to make inquiries. Inquiries about the occult.
Visitors are not admitted, sir. Would you kindly leave?
The knowledge stored here would be impossible to find anywhere else. Even the Sorbonne is but a pale shadow of your great learning.
Our library contains knowledge and secrets that cannot even be found at the Sorbonne. The Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Rosy Cross are the most erudite people in the Western world.
Does your sealed-off library include books on magic, Kabbalah, divination, tarot, lost civilizations, Mu, Hyperborea, Atlantis, the Holy Grail, and alchemy?
Sir, one must not joke with the occult arts. Alchemy, the great work.
How does one attain this great work? Must one first become a Supreme Brother before contemplating all of its power? Like your SBGDA? Your alchemist?
The great Ouroboros has spoken, sir. GDA is no more. The SBK is our supreme leader now.
Do you know who is hiding behind this K, Dumoulin? The same man who invited Gracie Eaton to join you, setting a fox to mind the geese.
Eaton. Gracie. Adeline. That woman will never lay her eyes on us again. Betrayer!
You suddenly seem to despise her. Is that the will of your new Supreme Brother? Is it the will of K?
His word is ultimate. His hand, vengeful. He is the SB.
You seem to know a little too much, Dumoulin. Be careful with your threats. I'm not here to bother you. I already have a suspect for these crimes. But from what you have told me, I could easily have you charged with being an accessory. At the very worst, you might be sent to the nut house.
What would the police do, eh? What would it gain? They will have to wait a long time for an order from the police chief. Leave before things get worse for you.
Double locked. With a safe like this, it's hopeless without a key.
You again? Wasn't getting my son arrested enough for you?
I believe your son is innocent, but I need evidence so I can prove it.
Do you think so? My son left me the key to his office safe. Here, take it. You'll find what you're looking for in there.
Double locked. With a safe like this, it's hopeless without a key. Elouin's notes. They contain all the information he found during his investigation. Strange front door. An improved version of all the other locks I've come across so far.
Mac, you disappear for ages, then turn up without warning. You must be after something.
Berenice, you're my little green fairy. With everything we've been through together, I know you'll always be here for me. You're the only person in Paris I can trust, So,
Still the same sense of humor. I see the Parisian air inspires you.
no, seriously. You're really the only person I can trust. I have one or two questions that I need you to answer.
Mac, you know full well I would not refuse you anything. Ask, I'll find you the answer.
Bebe, I need a small favor. I have to infiltrate the Brotherhood, and I need a fake letter of introduction. Can you write me one using this letter?
No problem. Come by later, your letter will be ready. Mac, I'm gonna start thinking you can't do without me. Did I forget something at your place?
Berenice, do you remember the other night, before you came round to my place? I had some complications. That guy who got away from me. Well, I caught up with him, but I need to know if you have seen him here before. Heloin. Jacques Heloin.
Yes, well, I think it was the same. He came asking questions a few days ago. I don't know.
Bebe, those beautiful eyes of yours surely saw a beautiful stranger. Especially an American. Do you remember a guy at the Alembic going by the name of Paul Eaton?
It's funny you mention it. Another detective came and asked me the same thing a few days ago. Good-looking bloke, that P.I., nice mustache. Yes, I remember Eaton. He was hanging out with the Alembic crowd last month.
Berenice, I think I'd better warn you. This Paul Eaton is mixed up in some dirty business. I just hope the boss, Albert, did not trust Eaton too much.
Paul and old man Hulot? Of course they know each other. They even got really chummy.
Berenice, it is vital you tell me everything you know about Paul Eaton. And I warn you, everything he has told you is probably lies. I think his name is also a fake.
He was not very chatty, Polly boy. I must say, he did not speak French very well. All I got was that he was in Paris with his sister, who I never saw. He hinted once or twice that they were onto something big, loads of cash, easy work. You know, Mac, now that I think of it, Paul Eaton was definitely the dodgy type.
Hulot, the boss? Is he there? Maybe he noticed some things that you missed, Bebe. You know, you might have been too busy staring at that tall, dark American to notice anything peculiar about him.
Albert is not here. I was supposed to meet him here this morning, but he's not come by today. You know, Mac, Albert Hulot has not changed. He is as weird as ever. If I see him, I will tell him you're looking for him.
Have you seen anything of Paul Eaton since?
No point getting all jealous, Mac. You're the only American in my heart. I've not seen Eaton here again. And as for Albert, the owner, I have no idea. I suspect Paul pulled off the scam of the century and fled to Borneo.
Berenice, I'm just asking you to be careful. This business is complicated and more dangerous than it seems. Anyway, I'm off. See you soon.
Ciao, Mac. Take care.
I must get past these alleys. If anyone lays their hands on me, I certainly don't want to find myself in a cell. A medical file on a patient with initials G.E. Gracie Eaton? If she was a patient here, that means Helouin is telling the truth. The egg, symbol of immortality, according to Mrs. Loiseau. Strange, I don't remember Helouin mentioning it. At the heart of the egg, the secret of the soul. A wax cylinder with the cycle of the phoenix by F. Kaufner written on it. All we need now is a phonograph.